Good day, law enforcement enthusiasts and BeamNG players around the world. Welcome to the Invitational matchup for our BeamNG.drive Grand Marshal Tournament. Bit of a new concept that we've decided to go ahead and give a shot instead of just picking whoever replaces the eliminated competitor in the previous episode. We are going to have ourselves pretty much a completely new mini tournament here on the map Atoll, and whoever wins. Whoever either gets the most score out of 3 rounds, or whoever wins a tiebreaker, will move on to the main tournament. This is, yes, an invitational. We currently have 8 competitors here, and it is time to introduce you to all of those idealistic rookies that are looking to make it to the big leagues.
And remember, this happens once every 5 episodes, so get your DVRs ready and make sure to record this.
Yes, DVRs are absolutely necessary for this invitational that we have decided to do just to change things up a little bit. My comrade here, Devion, believes that people are getting sick of Gull Coast. I think that is absolutely not happening at all. But you know, without discussing the logistics of it, it is time to get introduced to our vehicles. In the first position is I don't actually know what this one is called in the menu. I think it's like Japanese or Tokyo Police. You can probably recognize that. But I'm just probably going to call it Japanese Police. Aspiring to prove itself worthy in the face of many of its American or fictional competitors. In the second place position, in my personal opinion, the most disgusting police car design of all time, but that's just my personal opinion, is the British police car, not based on any particular police design, just based on British police cars in general, which, yes, do have blue and yellow checkerboards on the sides. It's a long-distance identification thing. I personally think it's horrible, and it makes my eyes want to just burn, but we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about the fact that this old chap is looking to prove his American mates wrong, that he can indeed nick the win from his competitors. Sorry, my brain just had a fart there.
And please ignore Username's impromptu UK slang that he put in there.
Are you kidding me? UK slang is great. I don't know what you're on about, mate.
Okay, no, I'm leaving. We're just leaving.
Okay, Devion took a quick break, and he is now back. But in any event, our third vehicle in the lineup is actually from True Crime Streets of New York or True Crime New York City. I'm not actually completely sure which one it is. It is the white version. The dark blue version is actually also in this. Yeah, it's over there, as you can see. Might as well introduce them both, almost as sister cars. They are both from the 2005-06 game, one of them. True Crime Streets of New York, which, fun fact, Devion has been playing a lot of recently. There are 2 variants of it, white with dark blue stripes and all that, and dark blue with white stripes. Being very similar to each other, they may end up forming a team, or they may compete with each other to figure out which color is the best for police chasing. But in any event, that is who is occupying our 3rd and 5th place positions for this invitational. In the 4th place position, we have a car that came from the map of the same name, which came from the game of the same name, Vice City. It looks okay, but it's not accurate to the game, and that makes me dislike it. But in any event, we'll be able to see if accuracy isn't necessary for his police chasing abilities. He'll have some stiff competition here, though, especially when he gets to the main tournament, if he gets to the main tournament. Yeah, we'll see how well he fares in this. You know, he's probably used to the tropical setting as well, so that could give him a bit of a home field advantage due to the fact that we are in the middle of a flippin' tropical island. So yeah, could go very well for him. Moving over to the 6th place position, a very unique police car, we have Michigan State Police. As you can see, the only, or one of the only, police cars left in the United States that still uses old-style rotators. This is an actual real thing. You can look it up. You can see, like, modern Ford Police Interceptor utilities with those rotators on them. And another fun fact about it is they are also the only police department to have that thing on the hood. It says, Stop State Police, yes. Graphics are a little bit glitched. It's supposed to be clear, but I think it's actually, like, deleting all the man-made stuff, and you're seeing the grass behind it. But, you know, we're not here to discuss that. In any event, yes, Michigan State Police will be occupying our 6th place position, looking to see what he can make happen in this game with his rather interesting choices of equipment. In the next position, we have Mta Road Ops, something from New York, probably a utility sort of a thing, given the orange light bar. And if we're being completely honest, I know nothing else about them and therefore could not inform you about them. I think MTA is probably Manhattan Transit Authority or something like that. Besides that, no, that's the end of my knowledge.
It stands for Metropolitan Transit Authority.
Oh, okay. Metropolitan, Manhattan, same thing. Am I right? Jokes. No, yes, we will see if they'll be able to. We'll be able to see if they can put on some pressure or maybe even defeat some of their police competitors with that rather interesting set of equipment. If you thought Michigan's rotated was weird, then let me tell you, having a non-police car in a police car tournament with an orange light bar is definitely much more interesting. The only exception I can think of is Altor from Saints Row 2. And our final competitor in the rear is the inaccurate from Rainbow Six Siege, Spanish National Police Car, or Policía Nacional. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. I tried. But yeah, this is not the real This is not what real Spanish police cars look like. This is actually a slight change or dramatization or modification made by the game Rainbow Six Siege. And yeah, we'll see if he'll be able to. We'll see how he performs against some of his other foreign or even American competitors. See if he can represent Spain here in this tournament. Maybe we'll see if he can bring the Spain against his opponents. But in any event, for our Invitational, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, start your engines, activate your sirens, and turn on your lights, because round 1 of this 3-round Invitational is about to begin. Competitors are off. Runner chooses to go across the rotary and moves over to the left in the first turn. Followed closely by the Japanese police car, British police, everyone else is stuck. True Crime White is trying to back up and he's blocking everyone else. Gosh dang it. Oh, he's about as glitchy as the game he came from. Vice City moves ahead of him as a result. True Crime Dark Blue as well moves ahead in response. Michigan Mta Road Ops as well as Spanish police now get moving. Meanwhile, the runner is being followed closely by Japan, screaming down the turn. Same with same with Japan just behind him. British police probably doing the same thing as well. And moves through the tunnel. I'm actually not. Should probably inform you that since this is the first time doing this map, the callouts might not be the best, and also the camera angles might not be the best because we have another nature lover over here with our camera crew. But in any event, yep, the runner just goes into the jungle. Anyway, still being followed by Japan. British police not sure of anything else that's been happening around the lineup. Gets over that bit of a jump. Yeah, grab some air. Both of them grab some air. Oh,
into the
wall a little bit. Not very good. Not very good for him, but possibly the police cars could do the same thing. Could mean that his steering could also be a little busted. On that note, yeah, British police just absolutely wrecks themselves on the turn. Followed closely by who is that? Is that Dark Blue PDNY? Yeah, it is.
Ooh, another wipeout.
Dark Blue PDNY, Dark Blue True Crime. One of them absolutely obliterates themselves on those turns. Japan gets in front of the runner somehow. And the runner is, where'd the runner go? Runner is going back, I guess? Yeah, runner appears to be going back, but will end up striking British police unless this car, whoever this car is, probably Mta Road Ops, can do anything. Yeah, he's busted too. Smashes into the runner despite everyone being busted. And here comes Japan as well to secure the scene. Where are all the other vehicles, I have to say? Where'd all the other ones go?
And now we would check on the other competitors. Oh, I can hear them. Oh, now we found them.
Hey guys, we found the rest of the competitors, all 4 of the other ones. True Crime White, Michigan, Fake Vice City, and Spain are all completely smashed over on this turn.
Yeah, this turn, that is what we're going to name it now.
Yes, this turn.
So now let's analyze how each car did during this first invitational round.
They all crashed. How good did they all do? They all crashed. That's how good they did. Mta Road Ops though crashed and kept on going, and ended up getting the runner. So I mean that's good for him. So I will give Mta Road Ops 1 point in this invitational, and that just about should do it for round 1.
All right, now that round 1 is concluded, we will now move on to the next one. Alright, now we are ready for round 2. All the cards have been reset back to their original positions, and we are ready to get some Grand Marshalling going on.
Some Grand Marshalling indeed. Yes, Mta Road Ops with a very handsome performance in the first round, but that may wake up some of his competitors who did, I'm not going to lie, pretty horrible. Yeah, we'll consider that we'll congratulate Mta Road Ops for an early victory, but now that everyone has warmed up, it seems that the competition could stiffen, or perhaps Mta Road Ops could ride off their victory and win the next round and go to the main tournament. But in any event, in the first position, hailing from the nation of Japan, we have the Japanese police car from nowhere in particular. I already mentioned that. I can't read Japanese characters, and I think it's named Japanese police, so, you know, it could be based on a lot of Japanese police cars that look exactly like that, so, you know, can't tell where specifically. It could be Tokyo, it could be somewhere else. Over in the second position, we have the generic British police car, which, again, I hate a lot. Don't want to look at it for more than I have to. In the third position, we have PDNY from True Crime, Streets of New York, the white edition. Over in the fifth position, we have, actually, to be fair, in the middle between the True Crime police cars, we have the fake Vice City police car that's not accurate to the game once again. Probably has an advantage in this tropical setting, though. We'll be able to see if he makes something happen very soon. Over in the fifth position is dark blue police car from True Crime Streets of New York.
Whoa,
so dark blue, in fact, that the entire world became dark. Yes, extremely dark. Look at that. Look at that. So dark blue. So it looks like the dark blue PDNY car clearly has some form of weather control device inside of his vehicle. Don't know where he got the 5,000 credits to build that, though, actually. Also, don't know where he put his battle lab either. But in any event, the sixth position, we have Michigan State Police. Yes, the sixth position, we have Michigan State Police. Very unique set of equipment, unique set of ideals, and a very particular set of skills. Skills that make him a nightmare for Gavril Barstows, pretty much. Or criminals in general, but we'll see if he'll be able to put these skills to good use over in the next round. Over in the second to last, penultimate position, we have Mta Road Ops, champion of the first round of this Invitational. We'll see if he'll be able to keep up that momentum and carry himself over to the main tournament on Gull Coast. And in the final position, hailing from Rainbow Six Siege, not completely accurate to real-world Spanish National Police cars, but rather close if you look one up. Pretty close enough. Is, like I just said, Spanish National Police. Policía Nacional. Again, don't know if I'm butchering that pronunciation. Probably am. But in any event, that is it for a lineup. It is time for round number 2 over here on this beautiful island map of Atoll. Runners are off, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like the Gavril has decided to move left once again. Looks like we have up no sticking here once again. No sticking here this time. Looks like True Crime White decides to get going rather quickly. Mta Road Ops moving ahead from his starting position, followed closely by Spanish National Police over on the Barstow's neck of the woods. Oh, loses it in the turn a little bit. Scrapes, gets smashed into by Japan, and he is flipped over. I don't know what that should be called. More crashes going even. Does he still run?
Wow, Vice City's really going
Getting bumped into by Vice City, but I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure if we can continue to count this round or consider it a fluke, because the runner crashed in his own right and was not stopped by a police vehicle.
Is he dead?
What does my co-commentator Devion think of this particular situation?
Let's check on his engine right now. Oh, that's definitely dead. Well,
he is super not alive.
We will be right back with a reset field.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the starting position. This is the real round 2. The other one was a fluke. As you saw, I already did the lineup at the beginning of that round. That doesn't mean anything. So I can't see a reason why we should wait any longer. I think round 2 should begin right now. We're off, ladies and gentlemen. Gavril Barstow, the one that screwed himself over completely over in the last round, goes left once again. Followed closely by Japan in the first position, with Britain probably following not far behind if there is. We'll see if the runner decides to crash this time as well.
Looks like he's taking more of a slower pace this time. Japan's catching up. Oh, that's a hit.
Oh, gets Japan with some contact, spins him out just a little bit, bumps the back as well. Getting double teamed by Britain and Japan. This is almost like this is almost like the politics of the Russo-Japanese War back in before World War I. As a matter of fact, Britain and Japan almost working together against the runner. Gets his back smacked into by Britain. His rear bumper, I mean. Britain with all kinds of contact here, but not really managing to make anything happen. The runner is still going. Meanwhile, the other cars are just nowhere to be seen as well.
So it looks like the other cars seem to have backed off, so let's get an update on them. Okay, so it seems like we found the root of the problem, and now it's being taken care of. Come on, you can go. What is he doing? He's trying to take out Vice City. There we go. Anyways, back to the chase.
At this point, just throw, like, PDNY White, yeah, I get it. Just throw them out of the flipping tournament for doing that. Ooh, Britain loses contact, smacks into the wall a little bit, and the runner is still going. Japan goes in for the attack on the rear bumper. Once again, Britain goes in front. These two are working as a team here, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe this. But only one vehicle will be able to move into the tournament. Gets hit by Japan once again. It looks like he's trying to pit maneuver him, but there's just nowhere to pit him to. Britain bumps himself a little bit. Looks like he's still going, though. The runner moving around, hoping the other competitors are going to get a chance at this. By the way, considering how PDNY White just, like, screwed them over, because of course they did. If you listen carefully, you can actually hear the squealing of the brakes from the Barstow. You could tell that the brakes are failing. Ooh, that's a crash. His brakes are having not a bad time, and yes, Japan actually manages to crash into the wall, unfortunately. I'm assuming, though, that Britain will be able to keep up, or maybe possibly the runner is actually in the clear here. Maybe. Yeah, Japan recovers from it. Britain is not having a fun time over that wall. Looks like Japan... Oh, wait, yeah, EOT is broken. Here comes the rest of the competitors, ladies and gentlemen. Team True Crime trying to move ahead from the United Kingdom, but he's followed close to the Vice City, just crashed somewhere. All right, cool. Team True Crime trying to move ahead for Britain. Michigan just has nothing left of his car, but he's still somehow driving. This guy, Mta Road Ops, stuck on Britain, so just a bit of a train wreck here. Spain gets around Britain, though, so well done them. Barstow still moving across the road. Seems to be uncontested. No one near him at the moment. You can really tell that the brakes are failing, like, throughout the corners when the Barstow tries to slow down and can barely make them. Yes, indeed. This Gavril Barstow may have escaped his competitors, but at what cost? Because Team Japan and Britain, Team United Kingdom and Britain has really done a number on his vehicle. Doing an interesting... Is that Japan? Yeah, that's Japan. Flipped over. Oh, unfortunate. Britain is stuck. Team True Crime appears to be stuck. Spain appears to be stuck. What is wrong with True Crime White? What is wrong with this guy? Stop trying to reverse when you can't. Oh, more technical difficulties, it seems. Looks like True Crime White is dead. True Crime Dark Blue moves ahead, though. Is his steering busted or something? Is he busted? No, he's completely dead. You could tell. Oh, I don't know if you can tell. True Crime White is go. Okay, well, for that, fair respect to him. Oh my god. Oh, he has a vendetta or something against him. And now that the road has been cleared up, we can continue on with the spectating. Looks like the only cars that are pretty much still in the game are the Gavril Barstow, of course, which, by the way, has taken a completely different turn and moved to a completely different island, which is very interesting on his part. It looks like the only cars that are actually in the fight at the moment, though, are True Crime Dark, never mind, are... I was gonna say... And Mta Road Ops moving ahead from Japan, and Spain, despite having like nothing left of himself, is somehow still in it, just trying to push ahead, do whatever he can. At this point, I think it would be fair to start doing some respawns, considering many of the cars have just... This is a very tough map, I gotta say. Seems to be a very tough map for these cars to drive on. I agree. This is a very challenging map for this AI to figure out around and try to take out the criminal at the same time. Indeed, multitasking in such a way while dealing with some of those horrible turns is definitely a big problem for some of these vehicles. Japan and Britain both get respawned as well. Vice City deserves a respawn. True Crime Dark Blue deserves a respawn as well. They're inside each other a little bit. Who else deserves a respawn? Ah, yes, Michigan deserves a respawn. What happened to Mta Road Ops? He was up. He was down in front of him. That's Spain. Did they hit each other?
Oh, Spain is just stuck.
Okay, yeah, they're both stuck.
Yeah, Mta Road Ops is fine. Anyways, let's try to get these guys untangled. And
yeah, I know, because they're all going to be reversing to go across the other side of the bridge. Not going to be very easy for them to do so. Oh, here comes Mta Road Ops, actually, all the way back to the start, so well done to them. Well done to them, completing a lap around the island, if nothing else. Seems like they're a very good competitor at the moment. Yeah, also, they were stuck together. These cars trying to do what they... Why are you reversing? Don't reverse, Spain. Why would you do that? You are causing me, Spain. Jokes. Why would you reverse, though? Michigan just gets thrown over Spain. All right, good work. Dark blue, sure. Oh, maybe the runner has gone somewhere that they now want to go forward. You think? Possibly? Maybe the runner has gone all the way somewhere else and they just want to use a different bridge. Possibly.
That may be true, but looks like Japan's got it figured out.
Japan appears to be... Alright, they've basically Austin Powers themselves. Reminds me of that old game Rush Hour. Vice City is just... Yeah, Vice City is going back to Vice City now. Spain also going back to Spain, yep. Michigan up. There we go. Some of the cars are finally moving ahead again. Where's the runner, by the way, meanwhile, during all this? There's Japan, Britain.
Looks like runner's dead.
Runner just stopped. Okay, well.
Let's see who's first to get to him.
Let's see who is first to get to the runner. Yes, Japan screams around the corner, smashes into Britain. Oh, that looked really cool for a second. Japan with a very cool-looking cinematic, but then smashes right into his basically teammate who has recovered from that, is now moving ahead with him. True Crime White, Vice City's in Vice City now, yep. True Crime Dark Blue as well, moving ahead. Michigan's just somewhere. Mta Road Ops trying to do what he can. Spain is also somewhere, and the runner is just parked. Just parked.
Looks like Japan's closest to the runner so far.
Japan does appear to be closest, yes, despite all of the nonsense that happened. Britain having himself a bit of a weird time on that turn. Maybe we'll make it around. No, he's going for it. No, it looks like he's going for a swim. True Crime Dark Blue trying to make something happen here, but his competitor Japan, his opposing team, Japan and Britain, seem to be very challenging, as well as Japan screaming down the bridge looking for that point. Really wants to be in the tournament, but it seems so does Mta Road Ops. I say that as he just completely smashes into a tree. Well done. He was taking that corner pretty fast, though, to be fair. It is very important to say all competition, I guess roleplay is a good word for it. All of that stuff aside, this map is very challenging for a Grand Marshal AI to figure out, as we see him just grinding on the rail for 3 years. Kind of reminds me of games like EVE Online, but in any event, yes, is he going to hit a tree? He sure does!
Oh, his car's still alive after that. Wow.
Yep, crunches into a tree, somehow still going.
So
back on the road, though. Actually, yeah, at this point, I'm not completely sure what to do, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone's dead, but we have no clear winner.
We still got 2 cars that could contend if we get them turned around.
They weren't stupid, yeah.
Oh, looks like Vice City's got it.
Vice City appears to have it, yes, and he's going to be moving down the bridge in the correct direction. Michigan trying to turn around, but he just has no space for it. Yeah, could be part of it. The bridge is too narrow for the AI to turn around on it. Vice City moving around the turn. Vice City moving around the turn. Michigan doing the same. Vice City crashes into a tree, just like everyone else. So well done. Well done. Good work to him. Back on the road now, though. Someone else.
This round has no longer become a fight to get the runner. It's more of a fight to survive, since all these cars are getting taken out by themselves and not really by aggression.
Indeed, yes. These cars have 3 different threats to worry about. They have the runner to deal with, they have their fierce competition, and they have the map itself that they have to face. Very simple. Oh, for a second I thought he went off the bridge because the beach didn't render. So... yeah, and then just like, wow, they've just all, like, pretty much, wow, they're just, like, all the cars are just, like, stuck, pretty much. Vice City is, like, the only one alive. Vice City is pretty much the only one left, and he almost tried to go into a tree. So, well done. Oh, my God. Is he gonna make it to the runner, though? Come on, Vice City, you can do it.
Let's try to save the British.
Despite being down there. Michigan is as well, I believe.
Vice City is still going for the runner.
God save the British, Vice City screaming ahead of, I don't even know who that is at this point. True Crime Dark Blue, Japan.
Wait, he still
really
runs.
Expect anything else. Oh, he's still going though. He's still going.
Still a contender for the win here.
Still going. He's still going. Wait.
He runs.
Wait. He run, but he can't move. He can't go forward. I don't think. Or is he reversing? Oh, of course he's reversing. Why wouldn't he?
Come on.
Go forward. I'm just watching, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and so is everybody else, just hoping Vice City can get the runner.
Just waiting for the AI to do anything. Look, he's right up there. He's right up there. Just go forward. Just. I don't necessarily know if we would count it for the point if someone just lightly tapped the runner, but like, still, just go forward. Give us something that resembles an end to this round, please. Please. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. He probably can't steer left. That's probably why. He probably is having a very hard time steering left. Alright, well, I guess we'll just call it that. He parked next to the rotor. Well done, Vice City. Good work. Yay.
What an end to an amazing round we had, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an amazing round right up until everyone just ruined themselves. So
Vice City gets a point. Let's check on the other competitors.
I don't know if I would consider that Vice City getting a point. I don't know if I would consider that anyone getting a point. I would almost call that a draw. What do you think?
No, Vice City definitely showed up compared to everyone else.
They showed up, but like, they didn't stop the runner. That was Japan's doing pretty much. Japan and Britain.
That is true. They did lay some heavy hits earlier in the round. What do you think?
I'm going to say Japan and Britain put in all the work, but none of them specifically deserved the point, I would say, because they kind of worked as a team. Vice City just parked here, so they definitely don't deserve the point. And no one else did anything else, so they don't deserve it either. So I'm going to say, should we call that round a draw?
Yeah, let's call it a draw. So no points for anyone?
No points for anyone.
That concludes round 2 of this episode, where no points were given out due to all of them sabotaging themselves.
Yes, no points have been awarded to everyone because if you think about it, the map won that round because it killed everyone. The map eliminated everyone, so I'm going to say the map pretty much took that round.
Although this might look like a relaxing city, the roads definitely are not kind to the drivers.
Despite being an attractive tourist destination and a very popular vacation resort, the roads definitely hold a dark secret. The fact that they are very difficult to drive on and have probably claimed many Grand Marshals in the past, as well as Barstos.
Anyways, that concludes round 2, and we will get everything resetted, and we'll be right back.
And welcome to round 3 of our Grand Marshal Invitational Tournament. We are joined here by our competitors once again for this round number 3 after the very fiery previous round of round 2, with which the round that had no victors. No victors emerged from that round. However, some very interesting developments did, however, occur. For example, the formation of teams in this invitational tournament. Our first 2 competitors, Japan and the Japanese police and the British police, have pretty much worked as a team. Have pretty much decided to work as a team in that last round, forming team Anglo-Japan. I guess, yeah, sure, why not? Here's a fun historical fact. The prefix Anglo means Britain, so if you hear, like, for example, Anglo-French, that means British-French. Yeah, pretty much. In any event, yes, Japan and Britain are definitely going to be some pretty strong contenders for the spot in the main tournament. However, there can only be one victor, so this team may have to break apart at some point.
Speaking of teams, both the true crime cards have not really worked together that well this episode. What do you think?
Yes, that is indeed true. The true crime white has pretty much sabotaged everyone else, including his quote-unquote teammate. The only reason I'm really calling them a team, even, to be honest, is because their cars are identical except for the colors. So yeah, that's literally the only reason I'm calling them a team. They haven't really worked together completely. They did drive together a little bit in that last round, but nothing you could really call some solid teamwork, I would say. In any event, they're probably going to be wanting that point. In any event, they're probably going to be wanting those points in that spot in the main tournament just as much as anyone else, but we'll see if they'll be able to make it happen with such stiff competition. And our cars that have not united with someone else for a team, we'll start with Vice City in the 4th place position. Didn't do too great that last round. Crashed a whole bunch of times, you know, but good news is that they may be able to use that tropical freaking knowledge. I don't know, I got nothing anymore. Yeah, that tropical knowledge is definitely not helping them, actually. I'm going to stop saying that because it turns out it's actually not helping them at all. This tropical terrain pretty much means nothing on this map. What does really matter are the sharp turns, the narrow bridges, and the hefty barriers that have proven to be a major nuisance for our Grand Marshal competitors. In the next position, we have the Michigan State Police. Very much a fish out of water here, pun intended, because he's all blue. But he's probably not going to have a great time. Like I said, against the terrain of this map, has definitely had plenty of problems. Hasn't really gotten a single point. So that unique equipment may not be proving very effective here. What he really needs is better driving skills as well as better knowledge of the map in order to have a chance at winning. Over in the next position, Mta Road Ops, our current champion in a way, the one who only one who has a point at the moment. And in the final position, we have the Spanish National Police from Rainbow Six Siege. Also, pretty much a fish out of water, just like Michigan. We'll see if he'll be able to manage to make anything happen here. Maybe that blue light bar will help him. So far, hasn't really proven very effective against the very nasty roads of this map, but we'll see if he'll be able to make anything happen. But in any event, that is our lineup for this 3rd round. Start your engines, activate your sirens, turn on your lights, and fasten your seatbelts because round number 3, not counting the fluke, is about to begin. All right, you got to make sure True Crime White isn't making everyone stuck. Let's get through that now. Okay, good. The cars are off, ladies and gentlemen. Japan in 1st place. Yes, Japan over in the 1st position as usual. A lot of trees in this particular shot. Yeah, we got some nature levels over here. Meanwhile, the runner moving down through that dense vegetation over to some of the more nastier turns. But here comes Japan screaming in. May make some contact here. Some very interesting contact going on here with Japan. May be able to push him all the way to some sort of a turn. Here comes Britain as well as True Crime White trying to make something happen. Britain, his teammate, is trying to make something, but it looks like he's just going to let him do it. A lot of contact here through this turn. That turn doesn't make anything happen, though, ladies and gentlemen. This turn could be the turn, though. Japan is just pretty much glued all the way to the back of the Gavril Barstow, which, by the way, is speeding up. At this point, they're basically connected, but here comes a little bit of a nasty jump. But it makes a pit maneuver possibly happen. Pits him into the rock, smashes the front a little bit, but not as much as I thought he could. True
we got a 3rd hit.
Massively. He is now
4 hits now.
True Crime Dark Blue, a double hit. True Crime Dark Blue gets smashed into by Michigan as well. Absolute pile-up, ladies and gentlemen. True Crime White trying to keep him stuck, but he is still moving. True Crime cars are now definitely working as a team. Japan trying to sandwich him into the rocks, but smashes into the side a little bit, stops Britain a little bit as well. It looks like all the cars are here. Japan trying to move ahead to secure that point. Britain, his teammate as well. Michigan a bit busted over in the front. The Team True Crime moving ahead as well, but he's a little bust. And here comes Mta Road Ops as well as the Spanish police. Japan trying to make something happen. Almost tries to flip the runner over the rock. Frick, I can't speak. Runner gets flipped over by, I'm not even completely sure who that even was. An absolutely insane round, ladies and gentlemen. So much that I'm a little bit winded, as a matter of fact. Who won that? I look like I didn't even see.
Well, I know PDNY got the final hit out on him.
True Crime White did that. Wow. Yeah, he sure did, pretty much. Alright, I can agree with that.
So, who do you think? A lot of people got heavy contact on him, but...
A lot of people got heavy contact on the runner, but in the end, I think, and I'm not completely sure about this, I would have to review the tape. I think my uneducated guess here is that True Crime White is the car that was responsible for flipping the runner over right there in that, in the final moments of that round.
Actually, I would like to respectfully disagree with that. It was, Japan who did it. Japan tried to block off the road, which caused the runner to go up the rocks. And eventually
Japan did try to block off the road, which went up the rocks. Yes, I agree. Which caused him to go up the rocks. And I think he was starting to recover from it, and True Crime White came in. for the and True Crime White came in for the
final kill.
For the flip. Yeah, the final kill, the final blow, the flip. Yeah. So, on that note, I'm gonna say pretty much 2 cards are responsible for flipping the runner here, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, just as we were saying that True Crime White was not doing anything, he comes out of nowhere and like flips over the runner.
Indeed. Remember when I said that Team True Crime wasn't doing a single thing? Well, they took that personally, ladies and gentlemen. True Crime definitely did work together in this game against Britain and Japan, and in the end, it looks like both teams had some very respectable efforts. And I'm not completely sure which one won. Honestly, I'm considering maybe both.
So it looks like 2 points will be awarded this round. 1 for Japan and 1 for PDNY.
Yeah, I'm going to say I agree with that. Both teams using teamwork in order to stop the runner, and in the end, I believe we can see it fit to give both of them points. Although, considering the teamwork they've been doing, I think their teammates also deserve some recognition. I'm going to say Team PDNY has the point, and Team Anglo-Japan has the point. And with that in mind, 3 vehicle quotation marks have 3 points now, which means we are going to be going to the decider tiebreaker matchup here on this first invitational tournament. Welcome to the final tiebreaker round. Kind of, you know, we actually don't know. So the plan for this is that if a car that's on a team wins, then there's going to be an ultimate duel between those 2 cars, and that'll decide who goes to the main tournament. But yeah, as I was saying, welcome to the final tiebreaker round. Could be the final one if Mta Road Ops wins, that is. Welcome to the possibly final tiebreaker round for this invitational tournament, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, we have 5 cars. 3 of the cars have been eliminated. 3 of the cars have been removed as a result of just not having a point. And we have 5 cars left in the tournament, ladies and gentlemen. Those cars are as follows. Over in the first 2 positions, Team Anglo-Japan, we have the Japanese police car. Very fierce competitor over in this particular tournament due to their very good performance despite the difficult roads. Definitely using that first place position very well and working with their teammate to the right, the British police car, very well. Yes, the British police car, very well. They've been working with their teammate for pretty much all the rounds except the first couple. And as a result, they were able to secure a point. In that first round. We will see if they'll be able to make it happen here on this final round. However, their competition is very stiff, which did manage to snag a point or nick a point in that last round is Team True Crime, both versions of the PDNY police car from the game. White, blue, white. I said white, blue. Okay, ignore that. Yep. White, but well, technically that is true. But what I meant to say is white with dark blue and dark blue with white. But yes, 2 nearly identical cars who definitely took our words personally and decided to work as a team in the last round, and it paid off, ladies and gentlemen. They were able to not quite defeat Team Anglo-Japan, but they were able to snag a point with them, and as a result, this team is now here in the final round of the Invitational. Over in the final position, the only non-team member here in this particular round is Mta Road Ops. Secured a point in one of the first few rounds. Don't actually remember which round it was, to be completely honest with you. But yes, they will definitely have some stiff competition here, facing off against 2 teams. May seem a little bit unfair, but to be fair, they were the only car in the tournament to get a point all on their own. I would say this is some very stiff competition here, ladies and gentlemen. And in the end of the day, there can only be one victor. There can only be one car that advances to the main tournament. Also, by the way, turns out that the overlay that my dear friend Devion has put up on the video said Maine and not Michigan for the entire video until now, and that has now been fixed. So, yeah, we'll just, pretend that never happened. Anyone who says that did happen will go to Gulag. But in any event, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, activate your sirens, turn on your lights, start your engines, fasten your seatbelts, because the final round of this Invitational is about to begin. And the Barstow is now moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Team Anglo-Japan following not far behind with a flying start. Team True Crime just behind them as well, I believe, followed closely by Mta Road Ops. The final round of this episode has begun, ladies and gentlemen. All of these cars vying for a spot in the main tournament, and we will see which one manages to take home the victory here in this round. By the way, like I mentioned, it is important to say that there is an 80% chance of an ultimate duel here. If a car that is on a team wins, then that team will get the point, and that team will have to go to a final duel. And as I say, that looks like Japan's making some contact. Team Anglo-Japan could be a little bit threatened here, kind of in a way. Team Anglo-Japan may be trying to take home the points here. Japan getting some contact once again. That is the advantage of that first place position, I have to say. The runner is having a very hard time getting off of him. Not sure why he's not speeding up. He should be speeding up. A couple of crumples. Gets hit. Britton gets hit in the back as well a little bit by someone. Looks like Dark Blue PDNY is just behind him as well. Looks like the lineup is changed. Here comes the maneuver. Just like the final round, Japan and the runner gets smashed. Britton smashes right into the runner. Here comes another smash from the PDNY Dark Blue, and the runner is pretty much just sandwiched in between these teams. Not sure where PDNY White is as Mta Road Ops arrives in the scene as well. He probably crashed somewhere. Yet, is the runner still going, ladies and gentlemen? Because if not, that may be the end of the round.
Looks like we found the white PDNY. Flipped over.
Oh, he crashed. Of course he did. Yeah, team PDNY. Well, PDNY White couldn't really handle the heat very well. Is the runner still going? Is the runner still going? He's not.
So, wow, what an amazing conclusion to this round. The runner got spun out and got hit by basically everyone else.
Absolutely insane conclusion to this round. I would say Dark Blue PDNY deserves commemoration, but at the end of the day, Japan and Britain were the ones to both score some very nasty hits on the runner, and due to the fact that this video is like an hour long unedited, I'm going to say that Team Anglo-Japan deserves the final win for that. Dark Blue PDNY definitely performed very well, definitely got a very good final smash, I would say, but I'm not. Well, actually, well, that's my opinion. What does my co-commentator Devion think of that?
I think Dark Blue PDNY should get the point because he basically did the final blow that took out the car right from the back, which probably took out his drive shaft, and it's the reason why the runner is not moving anymore.
I would say that it's a very fine set of logic, Devion, and I will also admit that half the reason I was saying that was because it's been made very clear to me that we've been recording for quite a while and need to wrap this up quickly. So, I guess I'll agree with that, though, actually, to be honest. Japan and Britain performed amazingly here in this Invitational tournament, but unfortunately, in the end, it just wasn't enough. Dark Blue PDNY will manage to take the point, and they have managed to just steal it, nick it, you could say, from Team Anglo-Japan.
So with Dark Blue PDNY gaining the most points at the end of this episode, he therefore wins the episode and will advance to the main episodes that we do.
Yes, indeed, my friend Devion, despite the fact that he was on a team, and despite the fact that I did hype up an ultimate duel, the judges have convened, and it was made clear to me that as much as he was on a team, PDNY White just crashed somewhere and didn't even show up at the end. And it turns out that's actually reasonable logic. So I'm going to say that the winner of this Invitational, ladies and gentlemen, is PDNY Dark Blue from True Crime Streets of New York, who will go on to replace LCPD Beta, I think, and move on to the main tournament over on Gull Coast. However, will his skills and his abilities that carried him to victory in this tournament carry over against some very hefty competitors such as the Police Interceptor, the Transit Police Car, or some of the others such as Fairhaven and the French National Police? There's only one way to find out, ladies and gentlemen, and that is for you to tune in next time for the next episode of the Grand Marshal Grand Tournament.
And with the conclusion of this episode, we are now going to be signing out. This is me, Devion, and my co-commentator, UsernameHere, saying goodbye, and we'll see you in the next episode.